he's not going to renege on that. Being Christ-like, being Christ-like is not setting this unreachable standard. Being Christ-like just means we're growing in righteousness, we're growing in joy, we're growing in peace, we're growing in the fruits of the Spirit. And nowhere on that list of the fruits of the Spirit does it say that perfection's on that list. We shoot for excellence, but not perfection. Because when we're trying to be perfect, it means that we're trying to have it all get together. We're trying to have it all put together. And when you're trying to shoot for perfection, you can't be vulnerable. And if you're not vulnerable, you can't have intimacy. And that excludes you from being able to have real relationships with people and with God. So being Christ-like, this does not mean avoiding weaknesses. Number 2, whatever my failures are, God can govern them. Now, that doesn't mean that you have a free pass to just go on and sin. I'm not saying that. What it does, however, mean is that the church and the arms of Jesus are safe places to make mistakes. Those should be the church. We know Jesus is a great place to make mistakes, but the church should be that as well. The church is a hospital. It's not a social club. If people come in sick and emotionally, physically, spiritually, relationally, in any kind of way, then they should feel that it is a safe place to grow and learn and get past all that stuff. They shouldn't feel that they have to try to have themselves all together. It's really sad that there are bars and there are nightclubs where people are being more vulnerable there than they are in church. People should always feel they shouldn't need liquid confidence to be vulnerable. It should just be a natural flow of this. It should just be a natural flow of vulnerability the minute you walk in the doors of the church. That we know you have problems. Don't worry, I have problems too, and we're here to help. And so is Jesus. And that's what we want. And that's what I want the church should always be promoting. Number 3, failures minister to people. Failures minister to others better than successes do. I think that's so profound because I've never seen someone emotionally. I've never seen people overly emotionally moved to do something by an overall success story. Triumphs usually come when there is some kind of resistance, but you can't have that triumph if there's no resistance. One of the most profound. I'll finish with this. One of the most profound moments of my life is going to Motion 2016 and hearing Levi Lusko preach for the first time. And I had never really cried in a service before, but I remember hearing Levi Lusko preach and him telling the story about his daughter. And he just said it was such a calmness, but it was such a painful story. I mean, this man's talking about the death of his daughter. And even though he has all these new kids, he's got more kids now, and he has a beautiful wife and amazing church. Like that still affects him. And in hearing that sermon that day, not an upbeat, uplifting one where like God is calling for the generation, which those are fine. Not one to just get up and make me stomp my feet and dance and stuff like that. Those sermons are fine too. But the one that made me change my life, the one that made me want to pursue the presence of God in such a profound way, was hearing about someone's hurt and how God met them in their hurt and led them out of it. Those are the things that change people's lives. And so if we want to effectively minister to others, we have to learn to be vulnerable. We can't be vulnerable unless we have